I got a very particular message that something in the distance is coming closer to you. I didn't really try to tap in much further because what I want to do is I want to kind of chunk this message out into different groups. So you could watch the whole way through. You could watch the different groups in whatever order you choose. If you watch in a different order, say you watch group 3 and then group 1 and 2, it might change the message for you. But there seems to be an overarching theme that something in the distance is now coming into view or coming closer to you. I feel like this message is probably going to be very specific and give you details, clarity, and truth about something that you've been trying to access. Okay, maybe what you've been trying to access is what is coming closer to you. And I also want to find out why this is happening. I feel like part of the reason why it has to do with the spring equinox. That's the energy I'm trying to work with. The seasons, the changes, the birth, the death of a new cycle, a new energetic cycle. Okay, so I have 3 stones here for you that you can choose the order in which you want to watch, or maybe you just want to watch one group. That's okay too. Or maybe you just want to watch one now and come back in a couple days and watch another, whatever you feel intuitively guided to do. I'm also going to change the camera angle so we can see the cards together, because I have a feeling that there are images in the cards that are going to speak to you in ways that I don't verbally. So pay attention to the images if you can. I will do my best to explain them as I see them, but I feel like there's going to be things in there that only you can pick up on. That's only meant for you to see. Okay? So, and not necessarily for me to say. So I will change the camera up and you can choose your group, and I'll see you in the groups. Group 1, I'm getting a message that you have been spiritually strategic. Maybe you've been very crafty or thoughtful when it comes to how you work with energy or how you think about things in your life from a spiritual context. It feels like you're very careful with your thoughts, and even the times where you feel lost, and I would say that it happens every now and again for you, you still manage to find ways to get back on track or get back up on the path. There's something here about you having very strong and clear boundaries. Okay, you know your yeses and your nos. You also know what you know, I'm hearing, and you also know what you don't know. Okay, so there's something here about you being able to go forward even when it looks like there are so many setbacks. And this has something to do with your spiritual strategy. There's an unwavering belief in self. You trust the signs and the synchronicities. You know you're writing your own book. You know that something significant that has happened was a seed planted for a future you. I'm hearing the letter K, and I'm seeing it too, but maybe there's a name that begins with K, or there's some kind of, I'm seeing someone get knighted here. It's like you're being knighted, or you are the one who knights others. You choose who gets to be knighted on your spiritual path. I also feel like there's a very good strategy you have when it comes to letting people into your field. I don't know, you have some kind of checks and balances. You have some kind of process. Maybe this is even unconscious. You pick up on cues with people, or like you're very discerning about who gets in or who's worthy of your time. And I feel like when people start to take up your time and you decide they're not worthy, you may even be hard on yourself for allowing them in at all. But this is part of your process. It's part of your learning process. And I feel like Spirit's very interested. I'm interested in your strategy. And I also am getting that you might not even see anything as a strategy, but it is strategic. what you do and how you work with energy. And it's not strategic in a negative sense, like you're using your ego. It's strategic in that you have morals, ethics, standards, and you stick to them. And you use these morals, ethics, and standards to help you discern and navigate your relationships with other people, but also what you're willing to do spiritually and what you're not willing to do spiritually. Anything else? There's 3 waves in your life. Maybe these are 3 progressions or 3 spiritual awakenings. There's 3 major waves in your life. There's also something about 3 generations back, maybe your grandmother. It could even be your great-grandmother. But something on the maternal side is significant here. You're doing something different. Yeah, look at the 3 keys too. I feel like rather than adding another key to this chain, to this key ring or the key chain, you're deciding to combine generational experiences that your ancestors have had and that you've had. And it's like you're forging or crafting a singular key. Maybe it's a skeleton key. It feels like you're passing this key down, whether it's in your family or maybe this is just energetically to people who are looking up to you or seeking guidance from you. And it's like this key is meant to open all the doors. You're knighting someone. You're giving people access to something. You're making it easier for others who feel lost to get back on the path and find their way. And I'm seeing this cat here as the little Cheshire cat in Alice in Wonderland. There are tricksters along the path and riddles and things to solve. And it's like you're giving them a key that will help them solve any riddle or any puzzle. I don't know who these people are that you're working with. These might not even be people in the flesh, okay? Maybe these are spirits or guides or something. But you're guiding the guides. You're guiding others, okay? And the reason why you're able to do this is because of your strong morals, ethics, and boundaries. And I'm seeing this number 2 here. I'm hearing second house. Okay, this could have something to do with your second house, which is your resources, your security, your material stability. But this, I feel Spirit's talking more about your energetic resources. But what I was going to say here is I'm feeling this too as being like, there's 2 dimensions that you traverse or that you can see. The first dimension is like your experience in your life and how things are operating for you. You have a good understanding of yourself and what you can do. And then the second dimension has to do with others and their lives and their energetic field. And it's almost like you can see through their eyes in some way. You can see the perspective in which they look at life. You can't exactly know their experience in and out. You're not walking in their shoes, but you can see through their eyes. You can see their perspective. And it helps you contextualize the information you receive to help guide others. I hope this makes sense. Okay, so let's get into your cards and see what comes through. That was very interesting. I wasn't expecting to do all that. Okay. Let's begin with this deck. I'm going to pull out a whole bunch of cards. Because like I said, I think there's something in the visuals that's significant. That's the card I was seeing in my mind's eye when I chose that deck. Maktub. That basically means it's been written. Destiny has been written. And see, it's like you're helping others decipher a code here. Maybe you're into astrology or alchemy, but it feels like you understand how to write your own story. And maybe this skeleton key that you have is like this spiritual pen or energetic pen that you give to others so that they can write their own stories. It has been written. There's a lot here. Boundaries. What did I tell you? Yeah. Where do you need to establish better boundaries? Perhaps this is something that you're teaching others. You have a good grasp on your boundaries. And look, you should, because look how many are interested in connecting with you or asking for your help. It's a privileged and special position we find ourselves in when others come to us for help or guidance or even inspiration. But it doesn't mean we need to, I'm hearing outpour, allow our energy to pour out in the service of others, so much so that we leave ourselves unprotected. Okay, there's a, as you know, I feel there's a fine line, this number 2, right, in between the 2 dimensions, stepping into another's perspective and then also holding yours at the same time can be very challenging. And I feel like Spirit's saying here, either as a warning or a lesson you've already learned, that if you fully immerse yourself in others' journeys and paths to help them or to provide guidance, and you lose sight of your own, you risk falling into a spiral here of uncontainment, where your energy is kind of pulled in so many different directions that it's hard to become creative for yourself again. This is what I'm getting. If it's not resonating, maybe check out a different group. Ooh, magic. And it came out in reverse. We'll leave it there. There's something about you and your spiritual strategy that is sacred, meaning that the magic you have is something that you can't necessarily teach others. Like, you can't teach them exactly how to connect to spirit in the way you do, maybe because they're not meant to. There's a message here about protecting your magic and not trying to give it away or fully explain it, even if you feel like you're doing it in the service of others. And I've done this too. I've tried to explain my process because I feel like it helps others, but that's my process. It might not be someone else's process. So I feel like, again, Spirit is saying, remember that you can see their world through their eyes and use that ability that you have to understand that their magical process is going to be different for yours. So I think I'm speaking here to like some kind of helper, some kind of spiritual helper, healer. And this doesn't have to be like in a professional sense. This could be like you are a parent, you are a sibling, you have a profession where you help people, you guide them in some way. Or maybe you're a child and you guide your parents. For some of you, your parents, are really energetically almost like your children. And there's lots to say about that, but I'll just leave that there. You might resonate with that. But something about your magic is meant to be a little bit obscure to others because they're meant to find their own magic and not simply to imitate yours. But what about the skeleton key? So you're opening doors for everyone, or you're giving them a key to open doors, but maybe you don't show them where the doors are. They have to find those doors for themselves. Birthday here. Happy birthday if it's your birthday. But regardless of whether it is or not, today is your birthday, I'm hearing. There is something happening today. Some energy is renewing today, being born today, maybe at 11:11. Okay? What's coming from a distance, Spirit? What's coming from a distance? I feel like, see how we can kind of see these groups over here? That's symbolic. It's like how you can kind of see into the energies of other people or other fields at the same time that you can see into your own. Happy endings, end of a chapter. That's what's coming towards you from a distance, is the end of a chapter. Okay, let's get some more. Tell me more, Spirit. What else? Okay, we have a few here. Epiphany, beautiful. I love this card. Accomplishment, grief. Okay, so grief is coming to an end. And earth in reverse. Something about, look at how magic and earth are both in reverse here. And I keep getting the phrase as above, so below, but in reverse, which is so below as above. And so maybe this is a strategy you want to think about, because we say like what's in our conscious brain, or with spirit, our higher self, as above will be what's below, what we manifest into our life. Our thoughts, really help bring things into form in our actual waking life. Interesting. Maybe there's something about your dreams that you can manifest from, or you need to think about. But here I feel like Spirit is saying part of your magic is that, I don't know, it's going the other way. There's something about you creating things on earth. It's like you're creating heaven on earth, or you're creating some manifestation, some magic on earth. And then I'm hearing feedback loop. It goes into your conscious brain, but so maybe what you create is guided from an entity, an energy, another spiritual field that is not directly your own. What am I saying? If you feel intuitively guided to just do something or create something, and you're not exactly sure why, it's like there's another force or energy that is helping rebirth your consciousness. I don't know how to explain it really, but I'm getting like as above, so below in reverse. What will be on earth is what will be in heaven. What will be in your reality is what will be in your mind. But it feels like what comes first for you is the making of something. Perhaps you're an artist or a poet, I'm even hearing, and it's like you write something or you create something and you're not really sure what it means. You don't know what it's all about. And then after, maybe years later, or just after the creation, you start to put meaning to it. You start to understand what it is that you created. But there's something important here where Spirit is saying it's not like you created something from your unconscious and then you consciously understood it. It's not all psychology. There's something else going on where there's like another energy you're channeling in some way. And then you understand the significance of it. It's like you're getting guidance and messages through the things that you create with your hands. Okay, I'm going to leave that there. I hope that made sense. There's an ending of a cycle with grief. It's a massive accomplishment. You've had an epiphany about your boundaries and how you can write your own destiny and that you control. I'm hearing what's in your favor. These two cards just fell out. 10 of Fire and Justice. Wow. You're getting justice. karmic rebalancing, for carrying such a heavy weight. Now, I feel like the boundaries, when you first put up your boundaries, it was very difficult, okay? It was perhaps even exhausting. Here's the doors. But as you continued down your path, found your way back on your path, it got easier. The grief began to lift or transmute. I'm getting something with this white rabbit. It's like you followed the white rabbit. Something about Alice in Wonderland coming through for you, okay? Maybe things felt very surreal, or you felt like you didn't know. I'm hearing what time was really all about. What time is. Yeah, you didn't know what time was. You didn't know what time was with a particular situation, or something disrupted your sense of time. But you followed the white rabbit, which was your intuition, leading you down this place in which you felt lost, but you found your way, and now you know the Cheshire Cat all too well, and its riddles and its tricks, and you know how to navigate through this portal, through this part of the journey that seems ambiguous and convoluted and psychedelic in some ways, abstract, disassociative. Like you've been through that zone, and what got you through that energetic zone was your ethics, your morals, and your values. Staying true to who you are at a core fundamental level. This was an epiphany, and it should be, if it isn't right now, it will be an epiphany for you, that is part of your magic, is knowing like what you value, what you will and won't do, what belongs to you and what belongs to others, what should be kept sacred, what should be shared. All of those like very important discernments and decisions is part of how your magic works and becomes more powerful once you establish the answers to all of those things. Justice here, and then the doors. Maybe it's at that point that you're able to show people the door. I'm hearing for which you have given them the key. Interesting. I feel like you're a guardian, like a gatekeeper, a realm keeper, a realm provider is actually what I heard. Okay, so maybe you provide people with a different way of seeing the world. But you know that some kind of destiny has been written. And so while it might feel like there's an illusion of choice, it feels to me that you know no matter what door you walk through, you're going to get to your desired reality. It's a very powerful energy that you have. And I'm hearing you should be proud of yourself. Okay, let's get one of these cards. I'm going to get a few more, and then I think that's the message. The shaman. See what I'm saying? That's who you are. You're a healer. You're magical. You can help people. I like this serpent here, and then the serpent here. The three waves. Look at these three skulls. Can you see them? Three waves of awakening, or three, yeah. You are a shaman. Or, you can put another word to that or another title to that if you please. But basically, it's not basic at all. But what Spirit is saying is that you can work with the realms, with the material realm, earth, shaman qualities, like nature speaks to you. The things that you are creating, alchemizing, cooking up, working with, getting your hands in the dirt, I don't know, slinging cards, whatever it is that you do, like playing the piano, writing, driving, I don't know, something tactile here. It's like you can harness the energy, I'm hearing the velocity of what you're doing to help heal others and to show them different ways to get to where they want to go. Okay, let's get a couple more cards. Anything else here, Spirit? Oh, falling in love. I feel like you're falling in love with yourself. in a big, big way. And maybe you're falling in love with your own boundaries. You're realizing what a good ally boundaries are. Mine, right, so that you can protect your magic. Ooh, we have addiction, miracle. Are you addicted to miracles? And portal. Yeah, it's almost like this is what lights you up, or this is what energizes you. And so when you feel low energy, when you feel destitute, down and out, you feel like WTF is going on, okay, in the world or with me, make a miracle. And you can, because you're the shaman. So look for portals, energy portals that you can go through, whether they're in your own field or in others' fields. There's something about, it's important for you to witness and create miracles, to see life as something miraculous, to see all of the stuff that we have around us, natural and otherwise, as tools, material for you to work with. Don't forget the magic when you feel like crap, okay? Because the addiction here, I'm not taking as a negative. I'm taking this as like you're drawn, you're pulled towards witnessing, creating miracles and magic, and discerning and sensing and feeling the portals that you go through as a way to lift yourself out of any dark places. When you feel like you're nobody, or when you feel like nobody understands you, you know, when you feel alone or unseen. Because spirit definitely is seeing you. Okay, I feel like that's where I'm going to end it. If you want to travel over into another portal, okay, feel free to. And I'm seeing at the bottom, pay it forward. That's interesting. And I feel like that's exactly what you're doing. All the magic and the gifts and the things that you've accrued through life or cultivated, you are paying them forward to others. And that is something that is very honorable and gracious to do. Okay, that's what I have for you, Group 1. I hope that helped. Group 2, I am intrigued by your charms. We have this little skull head, Aquarius, the letter M or W, Z, a saxophone. We have 3 keys, and Group 1 had that too. Interesting. Okay, we have brass knuckles. The letter N also might be significant for some of you, or a name beginning with N. Somebody from a while ago, 15 to 20 years ago. There's some energy coming through. This could be someone in your past. This doesn't have to be someone that you had a massive connection with, although it could. But it feels like, I don't know, there's some kind of situation that left some kind of imprint on you. I don't know why. I don't know how it's significant, but it feels like this imprint might not be something that you immediately attribute any kind of significance to. It's just like a memory that sticks out of something from 15 to 20 years ago. Somebody, sometime, something, but it has some significance to it. So maybe you're thinking of it now, or in the next few days, this memory could just pop up of this random person or this random time or something that happened, and Spirit's saying there's a message in there for you. There's something significant about it. Okay, we have Witch, Aries. This also looked like fallopian tubes to me. So there could be something here about reproduction for some of you. I don't know why I'm saying it that way, but, or changes, hormonal changes. I don't know why that's coming through, but it is. There's a phone. Did I say the letter J? There's 2 phones. Oh, interesting. A landline and some like dust that's sticking on your charms. So something something old, dusty from the past. The dust is getting cleared off of something, a landline and a cell phone. Interesting. I feel like you have a connection with the past, like a very strong connection. I just watched something on quantum physics a few days ago, and they were talking about, how time is an illusion and how things that happen in the present moment can actually alter the past. Like, they've scientifically proven this. Like, if you cause a reaction to a particle now, like the particle changes in the past. I don't know. I'm not going to try to be a scientist here, okay? But maybe Google it, look it up if you want to know more about it. But this is what I'm getting. There's some connection you have to the past. It's like a lifeline, though. Things from the past come into your present memory, your present awareness and consciousness to tell you things. But they're like really subtle, I feel. And then what maybe you don't understand fully or haven't really given much thought to is how you can actually phone back to the past and cause changes in past timelines. Maybe this is past lifetimes, or maybe this is your own past, like the past you can create shifts and changes there. And one of the things that I always suggest, and I truly fully believe in, is journaling to your past self, telling your past self what happened, how you're doing, how you made it through a difficult situation. And I fully believe that the past you that is still, unfolding in another timeline, in another dimension, receives the message. And sometimes in the present moment where you just feel like everything's going to be okay with a particular thing that's going on and you don't know why you feel it, perhaps it's because your future self has written to you and told you so. Or you have another kind of energetic contact line in which you communicate. Now, I also feel like you can communicate with other people's past selves. Whoa, this is trippy. Okay? So, yeah, here we are. But it feels like people may feel they know you or they feel comfortable around you, and it's because you've somehow contacted their past self. I don't know. This is like quantum stuff. Okay, we have the letter N, the letter Q, but there's something also about this cell phone landline. There's a bridge. Because the landline anchors you. Yeah, it's like you can call out too. You can call outside of your field, call out something. I don't know what you can, maybe you can call people out. I don't know. We have 2 dolphins, a bird in a cage, a key, a massive key. If you came from group 1, maybe this is the skeleton key because we also have a skeleton. So there's a skeleton key. There's 2 moons, 2 crescent moons, a witch charm, horse, a bee, a dragonfly, a chess piece. What is this? The queen, a butterfly, the letter D, and a strawberry. One second. You can be, it's like, how do I say that? There are many different ways your life could have unfolded and still can unfold. And it feels like you know that. And you might even have this like melancholy nostalgia for timelines not lived. Because I feel like you can live many different lives. I just had this memory come back to me when I woke up this morning, and I feel guided to share it, so this is a message for you. It was a memory of a house that my parents were looking at when I moved around a lot as a kid. and they were looking at this house. I think it was to rent it. And it seemed to me, I was very young, it seemed to me that this house was magical, massive. It was old, like it was really old and kind of had strange quirks to it. It had character. And it was probably really small, but in my child mind, it was huge. And I really wanted to move there, but it was a little creepy too. And my parents obviously didn't choose to move there. We rented some other place, but which turned out to be quite the pivotal, energetic place to be, in good ways and bad ways. But this house, I never think about it. And this morning I woke up thinking about it. And I feel like that's a message for you. Because I was thinking, that's so interesting that I was so attached to that house. There was probably a life that I could have led there that I knew at that time as a child. Like there was a path I saw. And this is for you too. It's like there's paths you can see. And maybe location is very important for you. Like where you move. Or maybe you moved around a lot as a child. Like you can feel the energy of places is what I want to say. This is cool. Like you're a time traveler. Okay. You can take that metaphorically if you want. And you chose the obsidian. And I love this obsidian. It just feels so smooth, but it's also very sharp. There's something, you're smooth, you're sharp. Okay, those are some of your qualities and your characteristics. You're tough too. You're a little bit of a badass. I can see that. You're also stylish in many ways. You have a certain flair to you, a certain like aesthetic, or a certain like, I don't know, you're memorable is what I want to say. People are often wowed by you. They also want to win you over. But what I was going to say about this obsidian is that you're protected. What's that? Jagged Little Pill. Is that Alanis Morissette? There's something about that coming through. You're like, people want to get to know you because they sense something mysterious about you. And it has something to do with all these timelines. It's almost like they can sense your different timelines. You might meet people who feel like there's more to you than meets the eye, or you're not telling them things. They could think you're secretive at times because they can sense the depth and complexity to your energetic story. And you might find that some people actually want to like possess you or trap you or cage you. But ultimately they can't. And it has something to do with this stealth movement that you do across these timelines. You're meant to be free, as we all are. But there is this desire from others to like hold on to you. Music could also be a way that people try to create an emotional attachment with you, like strategically, I'm getting. Something about a particular ringtone as well for someone. Okay, I'm going to get into the cards, but there's a lot here in the charms. This strawberry, there's something about childhood, maybe strawberry shortcake, or there's something here that's an outlier. Like all these charms work well together, their energy and the colors and everything, and then there's this a strawberry outlier. And I feel like this is a particular, I feel like drawing a circle around it. It's like a particular childhood memory that you have. It may or may not be linked to a strawberry, but this is just what I'm getting. And this is something that you keep secret or private. Maybe from the ages of 3 to 8, maybe 11. Okay, that's for some of you. Okay, let's see here. You're going to get a deal on something soon, is what I heard. You're going to get a deal. Okay, let's see. Group 2. These messages have been fun. Not what I was expecting. We're also going to find out what's coming close to you. Okay, all of these cards want to come out, so let's just do it. Prism. The timelines, right? Prism, like you're multifaceted, right? Multifaceted timelines. Weightlessness. Resolution. and reflection. You're accepting yourself. I'm hearing Saturn. You could have a significant Saturn placement, like a strong Saturn placement, but you're accepting things about yourself that you had a hard time accepting when you were younger, or things that you were ridiculed for when you were younger are now your strengths. Which reminds me of the last collective reading when Dumbo, the elephant, came up, okay? So there's something here in your shadow that you've resolved. And yeah, in that title from the last collective reading was the word resolution. And the way I wrote it, there were brackets around the RE so that you could read just solution too. So there's a solution coming in for you. That's what's coming from a distance, is a solution. And it's a familiar solution that you forgot. Okay, like there's a way to fix something, to solve something, to mellow something out. Meadow, something about a meadow, to mellow something out, and you've done it before. There's something very private about you as well. Or maybe this is this mystery I'm picking up. I want to say that you could do some mirror magic if you want, okay? Like it feels like if you look at yourself long enough, you can see another energy that is you, but also not happening right now. Does that make any sense? Okay, let's get more cards out. I wanted to say you know yourself very well, and I think that's true, but there's also something about allowing yourself to also be a mystery to yourself. It feels like that's an exciting proposition for you. There's more to discover. It could feel like you know quite a bit, and what else is there to do here? But there's a lot more. Some of you might have seen, or you know somebody, or you might have seen when you were a child, like a shadowy figure with a hat. I think that's like an actual popular thing. That's, well, maybe not popular, but a lot of people come across that archetype of the shadow man in a hat. I don't know what that's all about, but that's reminding me of it. When you were a child, you could have had supernatural experiences. Maybe some of them were scary. Okay, but there's something here about now you understand, or maybe you want to think about how your shadow was either created in the image of the scary things you saw, or somehow or somehow you've something about your shadow is in the past with those things you saw. I don't know. Okay, let's get more cards out. The ever unfolding rose, cracked open. It's happening for you, not to you. And somebody wrote too, I don't know, I'm bringing up the last reading so much. You should watch it if you haven't, or maybe even watch it again. You could get a different message now. But somebody wrote in the comments, it's the cracked ones that let the light in. Something like that. Cracked open. It's happening for you, not to you. Okay, let's see. All of the, well, I'm only on the second group, but both groups so far feel very confident, even though you go through low points, you know. In your essence, I feel like you know how powerful you are. I don't feel like I'm telling you anything new here when I say it's happening for you, not to you. Air. Interesting. The last group had earth. Now we have air. Okay. Oh, this little skull wanted to come out here with weightlessness. You might have had some like pretty nifty spiritual encounters here, like with apparitions and stuff like that. Lower world. Yeah. Okay. But there's nothing to fear here. That's not what I'm feeling. It feels more like, how do I say that? Well, let's just keep going. We'll see if it comes through more. It feels like you had some spooky stuff that happened when you were a child, but somehow this benefited you. The mirror, again, with reflection. There's something about these entities, like they're telling you something about yourself, or you've understood yourself in relationship to those experiences you've had or them. Like, for example, and I'm not saying this is what it has to be, but the man in the hat in the shadow, like, is there an aspect of you that is a man in a hat in the shadow? You know, I don't know. There's something like that going on. So let me just leave it for now, because it's probably different for each of you, like what you saw and how you felt and how you feel you relate to that or not. The mirror. Hold on. When you saw whatever you saw, like it happened at a pivotal point in your life, like something happened. Okay? Oh, this is interesting. I'm getting a download about my own experience here, but this is happening now because it's important for you. Whatever happened to you, Spirit's saying it happened for you, with this encounter, with whatever you saw that was weird as a kid. It happened for you. It feels almost like, this sounds really weird, and I don't know how it's going to be perceived or received, so I'm just going to put it out there and whatever. But it feels like this encounter allowed you to offload some heavy energy you were carrying. Like, the exact words I was getting is externalized trauma. It feels like maybe this thing was a manifestation of some dark energy you had been subjected to. And it's like you transmuted it or manifested it out of yourself, and you saw it and it scared you because it came from a hard situation. But that externalization of the energy, or that manifestation of the energy, was for you so that you could feel more weightless and not so weighed down by what had happened, which I'm not saying wasn't hard and didn't continue to have its effects, but there's something about that coming through here. You're very smart also. I want to just change topics quickly. Maybe you have Gemini or air in your chart, or regardless, you just work well with that kind of energy. Maybe you like to talk about multiple subjects all at once and switch topics easily. But there's something here about your intelligence has been crafted at a very early age. Something about, for some of you, not all of you, something about you may have been pressured to live up to a certain image. Some of you might have had a very difficult relationship with a parental figure. Like with these pearls here in this image, I'm seeing a child looking into this shell mirror, but it's like an image of an adult looking back at them, and it feels like the adult looking back at them is one that somebody, like an image someone else made of who you should be when you grow up. This is weird and intense. Okay, hope it's helpful. Maybe you cloaked a part of yourself after this, okay, to protect yourself in some way. The star, blessings, inspiration, time to shine. And yeah, all of this mystery and jazz is cool and it's here for a reason. But I feel like Spirit is saying that it's kind of time to come out of the shadow a little bit, or remove the veil, allow yourself to embody the multifaceted you that you are and to show it to the world. Yeah. Because you are free, and and even if people try to trap your energy with this bird in a cage, it doesn't mean they're going to be successful. That might be like a residual kind of feeling from the past where you got kind of stuck with somebody imposing something on you. Okay, let's get some tarot, Spirit. Page of Fire. The Three of Water, Ever Unfolding Rose. This just caught my eye again. You are ever unfolding. Oh, look at these three people here holding up this shell. People might hold you to a high standard, have high expectations of you. I feel like people are really, they put some kind of pressure on you is what I'm getting. Pressure on you, or at least maybe they don't, maybe they mean to, maybe they don't, I don't know. But if there feels like there's pressure to live up to some kind of standard, or to maintain some kind of mystery or some kind of image. I'm hearing golden child. I don't know what that's about for everyone. It feels like you're off doing something else, okay? Something you're more interested in, and you want to spend your time doing this, but everybody else wants you to do something else, or that's the way it's been. It's like people have certain ideas of what you could be to them or who you could be, because you're a mirror, right? Like you are a mirror for others. So they project this vision onto you of who they want to be. You know, so maybe your parents lived their dream through you, or maybe your siblings see you as their savior, or your friends, you know, like different people. I don't know who it is, or even partners. They see an idealized version of themselves in you, and they may, because that's just a projection, when that starts to crumble away, they may ridicule you for not living up to that standard. You know, they put you on a pedestal, and then, well, you know what happens. And it feels like you're not really doing anything to create this. You're actually doing something else. And you can't be this thing, whatever this thing is, or whatever people want you to be, even if you tried, because you're always becoming, you're ever unfolding. You're an ever unfolding rose. You can't be stuck and stagnant as this one image that people have of you. It's a frustration I'm sensing that you might experience in life. And I think there's also people around you who respect your evolution and your growth and can see your change. And maybe they don't, I'm hearing whisper, maybe they don't say anything to you directly, but it's like there's like an energy whisper that you pick up on, that they wish that there was, that you were the way you were before, or that you were something else in some way. It's intense. There's a lot. You can do some pretty cool things when it comes to energy work. And part of it is because Well, you're like this queen piece, right? You can move across the board in all different directions. You're highly valuable. You're highly value. You're valuable. You're highly valued. Maybe people trip up on their words around you. Okay, I'm going to pull a few more cards and then I'm going to move to group 3. I hope that this was informative for you, helpful. Jealous. Ooh. That's the thing, right? It's like people hold you in a cage, they hold you back, they hold you to this image because it's like they don't want you to have a new path because they can't have it. I don't know what the jealousy. Well, there it is. They're jealous of the attention you receive or the attention you give to other things. They want you to give that attention to them. Wow. Okay. All right. Intimacy. I'll pull a couple more. Hold on. Okay. People, when they turn on you or they don't get what they want from you, they could accuse you of being narcissistic, or maybe they accuse you of being selfish. They accuse you of, not caring, this kind of thing. It's not a projection. What is it? It's, well, I guess they wish that they could get the same attention you get. I guess I'll just say it that way. And while they think that it's all about you, like you're only focused on you, like I'm seeing me as being 3 spirit guides, actually. It's like you're working with your guides, or, you're working with spirit, and the spirit guides is falling over the lower world. You're working with these spirit guides to help you transmute and transform energies from the unconscious mind, the lower realms as well, the shadow realms. And to do that, you do need to focus on a new path, on your new path. But when you do that, you get a lot of attention. People are pulled into you. They're jealous of you. I mean, it says right there, okay? And I also feel like people who do get close to you, they feel shocked and surprised. They feel like it's they've gotten closer to something that they never thought they could get closer to. And in some ways it's you, but it's also a vision they have of themselves. It's like by proxy, by getting close to you, they see more of their own potential. But they have to act on it in order to achieve it. And maybe that's where they struggle. Okay, wait, let me get a couple more. Repressed. See, it's like they've repressed aspects of themselves. And you're making big moves on a new path. And maybe you haven't done this yet, or you're going to, you're planning on it, right? It's cracked open. It's happening for you, not to you. And people are like, why? Why is this happening for group 2? Okay. Time to shine. I asked, why is it happening for you? And I got holding on. And it feels like it's because you've held on to the star, to your wishes, to your beliefs, to your hopes, to your dreams, to your blessings, your inspiration. Like you've held on to your faith in the miraculous and miracles and spirit. And that's why it's happening for you, not to you. Yeah, you've cast away doubt. And there's some other energy that's wanted to poke through. I'm seeing the letter D here. Wanted to poke through to say they're jealous and they're lonely. Okay, I don't know. Maybe that's not for everyone, but that's just what came through. So I'm going to move to group 3. I hope that was useful for you. I love you so much. Group 3, just as I'm pulling out your charms here, I heard a faceless you is a faceless me. I don't know, maybe that's coming from the energy of Group 2. So take it or leave it. I'm also feeling like I need to adjust myself here, get closer to the mic. So maybe you're getting ready to be heard on some level. Okay, so what do we have here? We have a mushroom. We have a moon. I'm hearing that song, If You Believe They Put a Man on the Moon. I don't know. Okay. The letter J, a heart. Hold on. There's something about the moon, a fake image of the moon. This is a metaphor, though. Someone, or maybe this is just some like situation. There's an energy that you've encountered that is trying to make you believe something by approximating it, by pretending or making you believe something is real when it's not. Like after I got that song, If You Believe They Put a Man on the Moon, I got a flash of memory of mine, which just happened recently, but maybe you're going to get a memory flash here. But somebody was taking a picture of the moon with their phone, and I was like, oh, wow, that's an amazing picture. You really got the moon. And then I was like, but where's the man on the moon? You know how you can see a face on the moon? And they told me that they had an android. This is all part of your message. And that they do something now when you take a picture of a moon to like make it look like the moon, but it's not actually a picture of the moon. Like they do something. I don't know what they do. They impose a filter, an AI image, something. I don't know. This is coming through for you. So it's like someone is showing you something that isn't quite right or real. You ask a question, but wait, where's this? What happened to this? And they give you a response. I don't know, hoping that you'll not ask more questions, that you won't ask further questions. That seems very specific. Take it or leave it. J and a heart. I'm seeing Jan here. A Q. Infinity symbol. Venus. R. A cat. Scaredy cat. Aquarius. A crown. What's this? Oh, it's like a Hello Kitty on a bike. And something small. Yeah, it's like something small that's hard to see. Maybe there's, you're looking for something or you're asking questions about something and it's hard to see. Like the moon is hard to see through a cell phone. So somebody's created a way that they could just pretend it's the phone. You know what I'm saying here? Like this is something that's going on for you. There's something hard to see and you're asking questions about it. And it's like somebody's telling you this is what it is, but it's hard to see. I don't know. Maybe this is this tarot reading. Like, you know what I mean? You want to know what's coming from a distance. It's hard to see. Okay, so there's something about knowing that you can't get an answer from someone about something. That's important to know. The answer comes from you or from your further investigation. There's also a hollow cat here. And then a spider, of course, and a spider web. There's something clever, crafty, or mischievous even. Mischievous. Okay, so there's two ways of saying one thing. Yeah, but it's like, again, one way's there's a real and then there's a not real. I don't know. This is so different than the other groups. I'm going to move into the cards and see what else I get because this energy is kind of, I'm hearing a copy of a copy. And what's even stranger to me is when I put these charms out and these crystals, I felt like the softest people. I just intuitively felt this. The softest people those with very kind, gentle energies would be drawn to this group. And it feels like the message coming through for you is not harsh, but not easy either. There's something that's not easy. And you may have a very straightforward approach. You may look on the bright side. You may be hoping for hope in many ways. I don't know. There's something about you where it's like what you're dealing with is not a reflection of you and your energy. I just want to say that. It's not a reflection of you and your energy. There's something weird going on where somebody's trying to make something seem a certain way, but it's really just not that. And I don't want you, I'm hearing this, I don't want you, so maybe this is spirit saying this, I don't want you to take this personal, to take this as something you caused or created. You're dealing with someone who has a dual nature. For some of you, this message is going to resonate in 3 months' time, maybe even 4 or 2, somewhere around the 2 to 4 months' time. Someone is also trying to show off, maybe impress you. It feels like someone is also underestimating you. They may even look at you like you're naive, but you're not. See, there's a difference between being gentle and kind and being naive. But perhaps this other energy that I'm picking up on here believes that being naive, being gentle and kind is also being naive. Yeah, weird. How did I start this? Something about the faceless. Okay. Let's get in a little bit further. If this isn't resonating or just seems totally weird to you, maybe keep watching and it could clear up, or check out the other groups. But I'm just going to go with it because I feel like somebody doesn't want you to see how convoluted or how made up even something is. It feels like they're trying to feed into a so-called weakness you have. Like there's something optimistic even about you, and they're trying to play to that. But I feel like, you're totally picking up on it. Because you're asking, like, where's the face in the moon? What do you mean? How's that a picture of the moon? Where's the face in the moon? Like you're on it. You see it. You see through past the illusions and the lies. And with these hands here, it's almost like someone giving you something and they're like, no, this is exactly what it is. There's a one-to-one correspondence. This is a picture I took of the moon. What do you mean? There's nothing made up about it. I don't know, guys. This is wild, the energy. Okay. It's like someone's trying to convince you that you are not actually seeing what you're seeing. Or conversely, that what you're seeing is actually the truth. But it's not. I don't know. Whoa. Guys. Maybe we need to cleanse the energy a little, eh? What is this? I'm also going to pull some more charms because the guidance here is to ask more questions, to get more information. Make, and then we have a leaf here. Some of you making friends with someone or making a connection with someone would help you see something clearly about this. Maybe a Sagittarius or a Scorpio. A Scorpio could help you. I don't know. Maybe, I don't know. Look, another man on the moon. Yeah, it's like you need to ask some, or it would be helpful if you asked someone you trust, like, hey, do you think this too? You know, it's like cross-check something, fact-check something even. The letter S, a proposal. Someone's making a proposal to you of some sort. The letter B, a cat in a moon. Okay. The letter E, a strawberry, and a gecko or a lizard or a chameleon. Something is definitely not clear. I feel like this person's almost looking at you as childlike. What's that saying? I'm hearing make something and leave. Like with the leaf here, leave. R, a telephone, and Capricorn. Yeah, I feel like the phone a friend option is advisable here. To consult with a friend, ask for their opinion, get someone else to like weigh in on what's going on, because it feels like someone's trying to confuse you or pull one over on you. And I don't think that you're susceptible to it, but you might just need that extra little reassurance, validation. I'm hearing even cross-examination from someone else to tell you, like, hey, this is effed up. This is not, there's something shady here. Okay. Spirit, can you give us some clarity? Council of Light, divine orchestration, helpers in the subtle realms. Okay, that's good news. That's beautiful. And I feel like that's your vibe. That's who you are. That's where you belong, with the Council of Light. And the Council of Light is beautiful. They have a quiet, gentle wisdom, but they're far from naive. So maybe you need to call a friend in the subtle realms to help you out. Ask Spirit. There could be something that's looming, even like some kind of decision. I know this isn't going to resonate for everyone, but let me know if it is, because it feels odd. The Void came out in reverse. Okay, well, I'm going to get all the cards out because I need to see the big picture here. And that's maybe something for you too. It's like on the phone, right? Like zoom in to the image, get the bigger picture, like, but not the wider picture, but zoom in, make something bigger so that you can see the details. The details are important. Okay, Spirit, what's coming from a distance here? Well, the moon, right? The moon's at a distance. So some illusion is becoming clearer. The Mystic, Council of Light, the Mystic. Okay, so this is an important message. It has to do with your spiritual growth. Let's see. What's going on? Stop. Don't stop. I didn't even see that. All right, Spirit. The moon. And I feel like stopping a little because it feels so weird. The moon. Okay. The man on the moon. 3 freaking times. This is a real puzzle. A real pickle. Oh boy. Make it bigger, right? That's what Spirit did. Spirit made it bigger. Zoomed in, subconscious mind, feminine intuition. Okay, so trust your feminine intuition. And I feel like the feminine intuition, it does exist in the void too. It's like that creative no place. But I feel like I don't know why this is coming together this way, but asking questions is part of the feminine intuition, right? It's not about knowing the answers right now. It's about asking the questions. Don't stop. A miracle is around the corner in nature. Notice the harmony around you. Oh my goodness. What? Okay, it feels like someone's holding up a picture to you and saying, look at the night sky. Look at these, I'm seeing the painting Starry Night, or like there's mountains, there's an ocean. This is another painting I'm seeing. And it's like someone's holding this painting up in front of the window and they're like, this is what outside looks like. And you're like, my memory tells me that outside looks a little bit different than that. I mean, that's a cool image. That looks good. I like it, but that's not what outside looks like. Doesn't outside have this? Isn't it harmonious? Maybe there's a harmony you're noticing, like something is not harmonious. Like, ask more questions, and it's like you remember what something is actually supposed to be. Oh, man. Okay. What else? What else, Spirit? Yeah, I feel like someone's trying to get into your subconscious mind, for sure. This could be some kind of programming on TV or in the media. This could be a friend telling you some kind of made-up story. You know, it could be anything here. Apply it as it resonates. It could be in a love context. Some kind of proposal, deal, business deal, but there's something here where it's like, no, attachment and productivity. And attachment came out in reverse. You get things done in kind of without trying, I feel. Someone wants you to detach from your productivity and entertain this whole illusion instead. Okay, let's get some tarot, and then I'm going to pull some more cards to clarify. See if we can really find out what's going on here. The Star. Look, because you have some unique quality about you, some healing capacity. You work with the Council of Light. Okay, you are the Council of Light. You are part of it. You know how to work with the creative void, with your feminine intuition, but in reverse, you don't get stuck there. Okay? Productivity, don't stop. Yeah, somebody wants you to stop your productivity and like confuse you with this like image of something that's natural. It's almost like they're telling you, maybe you're telling this to someone, or this could be an aspect of yourself, take it how it resonates, but it's almost like they're telling you, but this is natural, this is the way it goes, this is the way it goes, this is the way it should be. But you're like, no, doesn't make sense. I remember with the eye and the mystic, I remember what I saw. I know what's real. You can't sell me this dream or this illusion or whatever it is. This is, I guess, confirmation for someone. Queen of Earth. You're very grounded. If something does not make sense to you, that someone is proposing like a story or something that they're proposing that you believe and it doesn't make sense, it's not true. Ace of Fire. I'm hearing you're clearing the path. Two of Water. They're clearing the path. See how these two people are holding hands? It's like they're obstructing the path even. For some of you, this is a there's more than one person, for some, just for some of you, who are like working together, or maybe it's a group of people. I'm hearing they're trying to get their stories straight. But it's like they're telling you nothing's up ahead. There's nothing up ahead. And you're like, no, I have my guides here, these ravens and crows. I'm listening to them. They've been leading the way. I know that there's something there. I know that there's more to this. So follow that intuition and that instinct. Okay, let me figure more out here. Spirit, what the heck is going on? Daydream. See? It's like someone's selling you some kind of fantasy, some dream. Like, it's weird. How many times am I going to say that? I'm sorry. Distance. This is what's at a distance. This daydream. This daydream. Someone's bringing the daydream closer to you. But it's not getting any clearer. Watch your Venus sign. And I said Venus here, and it's not exactly the Venus symbol. So maybe watch your Venus sign on my channel or other people's channels, whatever your Venus sign is. But you might also want to watch out for what's happening with Venus in your chart. Venus is about love. It could also be about security and money and productivity in some ways. There could also be like a past tendency you had to get carried away with stories that are just BS, or just maybe the person's misinformed. They don't have to be dubious, but maybe they just don't know what they're saying. It's their daydream they want you to buy into. Okay, so if you find yourself getting carried away, like with these whimsical stories or with these fantasies, and there's no substance to it, or there's no direction of how to take action, or congratulations of the actions you took thus far to get you to where you are, then start asking questions. Okay, and if somebody shuts down questions and you're asking them from like a genuinely curious place, like, but where's the man on the moon, you know? And they shut it down, that's a red flag. What's that about? Some of you, okay, this is very specific, okay? Some of you regret believing something. And it's okay that that happened. Okay, it shows you have an open mind, perhaps. You have trust, which are all good qualities. But now you can walk it back a little bit and forgive yourself for going down a path that didn't hold any substance. That's just for some of you. There's also a deadline where somebody had to apologize to you, okay? And the deadline has passed. And you can't carry the story of getting an apology for all of eternity, because it's just a story at this point. Again, that's very specific. Can we get something more for others here about what's going on? Okay, whoever I'm speaking to and you're connecting with this message, you are highly intuitive, okay? And something happened where you had a lot of hope and faith. And there was a kernel of truth in something that you were moving towards or that you felt like could happen. Your intuition was right. And there's somebody here who, what do I say there? Who steered you wrong in some way. Why did they do this? Why is this person doing this? Why, Spirit? Why is this happening? Okay. Someone wants you to see them as powerful, maybe as all-knowing. This could be like someone who's advising you spiritually, I don't know, trying to get you to see things in a certain way, but it doesn't make sense to you. Or for you to buy something, I don't know. This could be playing out in many ways. But they want you to see them as like they know exactly what they're doing, exactly what they're saying, that they're strong, they're powerful, they're courageous, they're bold. But it's like, it's only based on you, right? Like if you didn't believe them, if you saw the truth, if you started questioning them, all of this false sense of strength and courage and direction would just crumble. Like you're propping it up. You're the one who's the foundation for their own grandiose feelings for themselves. Or if it's not grandiose feelings for themselves, like they rely on you to keep believing in something. 6 of Fire, to be victorious. But you're going to see that something that's happening here is pointless. Like the Android thing, right? And sorry if that's not like, I'm getting that wrong, but that's what's coming to me. I'm pretty sure that's what happens. But it's like, what's the point of that? Taking a picture of the moon and then it just like digitally enhances or recreates an image of the moon that isn't actually the moon. Why not just go to the internet then and get a picture of the moon? Why pretend to take, like, it's crazy. So what? So you can pretend that you took a good picture of the moon so that you can deceive yourself? Like what's the end game there? And I feel like perhaps you're the moon. Someone's trying to sell you an image of yourself that isn't really accurate, okay? And this is like, if this happens to be in tarot land, so important for you to say no when something doesn't resonate. So, that's totally fine. Some things could resonate, others couldn't, so don't give away your power. Justice. Whatever this energy is going to meet their karma, their fate, their, the actions, cause and effect, the things they've put out there is what they'll receive back. Whoever's trying to convince you of something is inevitably going to be deceived themselves around something. So is there any other advice for group 3? You know the truth, Queen of Air. And you're productive, again, coming back with this honeycomb. Like this could be business too. You're the leader. You know the truth. You speak the truth. You have with this big, beautiful E, like I'm hearing the note E, which I won't even try to make with my throat chakra. But I don't know what the the note E is related to, but you should look it up because I think each note has a spiritual significance. But with it coming out in blue, I feel like Spirit is saying, you speak the truth, you know the truth, you've worked hard, you're very productive, don't stop at what you're doing. So especially if someone's telling you to stop doing something, like, or they're telling you it's pointless, don't believe them. Because you are grounded, you know how to make things happen in the material realm, you're guided, and you're on the right direction with you're in the right direction with something. Yeah, I feel like, what did I say? Make leave. It's almost like somebody wants you to take a leave or leave something alone that you shouldn't, that you're working on. Oh my goodness. You know what, group 3, I want to pull another card for you. I wasn't planning to use this deck, but I feel like maybe some concrete guidance would be very useful. Spirit, can we close this reading out for group 3? If there's smoke, there's fire. If something smells off, it's rotten. I'm getting these kinds of things. Trust yourself and your intuition. Ooh, yeah, justice for sure. Covenant, sacred contract. See, someone's trying to write some kind of energetic contract with you, but it's totally based on your willingness to go along with something that you know isn't right. And it's the minute you say no to this, or you don't sign the contract, the whole thing disappears. If this is like somebody asking you to pay for something, I would really take a step back and look at what's going on. Okay, and maybe, yeah, just feel it out intuitively. Commitment, sacred contract, the greater good. You are being invited now by the universe to enter into a sacred contract. The covenant card may also be a call to recognize that an ancient agreement you made with Spirit needs to be renewed or canceled and torn up. Is an opportunity showing up right now that is full of promise, but you are unable to sign and seal the deal and commit to it? The reason is that it needs to be elevated to a sacred covenant. So there could be some kind of contract that someone's trying to make with you or exchange that isn't sacred. It doesn't have this sacred element to it. There's a lack of respect for karma or for energy exchange or just your own dignity. This person or this thing doesn't respect it. There's something here that you feel you don't want to sign or you can't go through with it. And it's because there's something off energetically. A covenant must be founded on the truth. Not your truth or his truth or her truth, but a greater truth that takes the destiny of all into account. That's right, because it's like they're holding up a painting to the window saying, hey, this is what outside looks like. And you're like, no, it's not. And it's not like you go and get a painting and then show them this is really what the outside looks like. No, you actually remember the truth that is apparent to all, not just to you, not just their truth. You know, it's like, you know what the sky looks like, I want to say. Okay. Truth that takes the destiny of all into account. The covenant is not about your agenda only. Spirit must be invited to come to the table as a guarantor of good faith of all, and to ensure that the direction you are embarking in will be for the greater good. And then you have the Council of Light here. So the Council of Light is warning you not to enter this void space that is unproductive for you. They're telling you that whatever you're entering into or whatever you're being told must be for the greater good of all. It's important that you understand what you are signing up for. Be sure to read the fine print so as not to commit to something you will soon regret or that will compromise your integrity. Do not hesitate to put all your own cards on the table so that your motives and desires are transparent and nothing is left in the darkness. Void in reverse, right? When shadow elements remain hidden, and there is a shadow element hidden in this whole situation, the covenant breaks down and becomes a contract with an unspoken dark side that is inevitably fulfilled. All right, group 3, that's where I'm going to leave it for you. I hope this helped and gave you the reassurance that you needed to go forward, trusting your intuition and trusting that you know the truth. Okay, you are the keeper of truth. Not your truth, not their truth, but the truth. Okay, I love you so much. I'll see you next time.